Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning of day 8 of 28 days to a new consciousness. Hosted live here on the Awaken the World page. And I, of course, am Garen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see that Kim is here and Terry is here this morning. Good morning to both of you. And I saw that both of you, I think Kim, Kim, you had commented on that picture. And Terry, I know you had given it a like or a love. But that picture I posted, that starscape, I found that quite by chance. I was searching for some new graphics and deciding about what I want to update this year. And I came upon that, and it is a picture of our universe stitched together and then wrapped into a 3D image, into a circle. And you get that cosmic tunnel of light with everything moving back towards its origins, with everything growing consciously aware back to the light that it is. It blew me away, actually. It made me chuckle because, I have always seen how the universe gives us all these hints as to our reality. And all these hints are really subtle. And this is one of those beautiful hints. It really is. And I see Michelle is here this morning. Good morning to you and blessings to you as well, Michelle. So, this has been a great week so far. I hope that everyone has managed to, keep the idea for the day in your awareness and to be able to practice it. And as I said, you should always make sticky notes for yourself, and keep them on the, there's been times that there's been 50 sticky notes hanging all over this house. You are in a battle, if we have to use that sort of word, as Krishna would put it in the Bhagavad Gita. You are in a battle of coming back to an awareness that you are more than this data collection vehicle. You are more than this memory bank of experiences. And the focus for today, and I hope that you will keep this in your awareness today, involves seeing everybody else. Now, one of the truths of our existence, and I did a video on this a long time ago. You can go back and take a look at it. But I have become aware of roughly 3,200 years of existence. Now, I want to be perfectly clear about this, okay? There's this misconception that the I that exists today, i.e. Garen, is the entity that's had all these other lives, and somehow they're lives that I, as Garen, have had. You hear people talking about my past lives. Well, that is a word convention that I'm using when I say my past lives, because they're not mine. I am one iteration, one copy, a one-of-a-kind copy. And out of all the thousands of years that I have been blessed with gaining the memories of, I am fully aware that none of those people who existed before were me in the sense of Garen. But there is much me as Garen is part of me. So how do we take this forward? Well, the lesson is this. And let's get rid of that word lesson. We had a little brief talk about lessons, and none of us like the word lesson. The remembering for today is that no matter who you're dealing with today, yourself included, everyone around you, no matter how you judge or perceive their level of consciousness, you were there once too. You see, we aren't really here for a school, and I corrected that little Sanskrit page I posted the other day. We're here to become aware, to remember what we already are. And this remembrance is done through what we would term as lessons. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the understanding that in your evolution through many, many lives, you too have been the one to harm another. Our youngest boy is gay. And it took me about, when I first met Danyan, it took me about 24 hours to figure that out. The rest of his family was blissfully unawares, and I kept it quiet for about 2 years before I finally just gave up and said, okay. I went and grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and dragged him downstairs and said, come on, just tell your mother, because I already know. Let's get it out in the open. It's okay. And it was a beautiful experience for him. But the point is this. There's a good chance that Danyan in a prior life may have actually done harm to a gay person or looked down upon someone who was gay. Now, the interesting thing about karma in our existence is that karma is not something that comes back to slap you in the head. It is not vicious. It does not set out to punish and task you. It is a natural reaction of the energetic exchanges that are taking place. So when one energy is put out into the universe, that energy will eventually come back. I call it the boomerang effect. And the less of that energy you put out in this life, the less you're going to see that boomerang coming back in the next and in the next and in the next. This gives us a wider picture, a wider field to look at. Not only does it take the pressure off us a little bit, there is nothing you need to worry about. This is one existence out of an eternity of existences. Allow yourself to relax. It's just one little blip, one little life. It's a magnificent life. It truly is, and it can never be lost. Those who we would see in our existence today, those we would interact with who would seem to us to be unconscious or asleep or exhibiting pain and suffering through their own anger, their own fear, their own reactions. Allow your new higher state of consciousness to see past the form that's today. And to be able to say to yourself, I was here once too, if not in this life, in another life. And if this person is truly me, what is the best thing I can say to myself today to help raise my consciousness for the future? Does this make perfect sense to you? I sure hope it does. When we see ourselves in the other, when we realize that we were where they are, we can see them as ourselves. And then we can respond out of compassion and love for ourselves. I remember what it was like to be so afraid. I remember what it was like to lash out in anger. It's okay. I've been there too. Let me help you. Instead of reacting out of anger right back at him, perpetrating more anger, more negativity, more fear. This is the gift for this morning. And this is a beautiful gift that you can carry with you not only today, but every day. The realization that no matter where you are at, you're going to grow. And that all the things that you judge as sleeping in others, there's almost a guarantee that you have been that too. Why? Because now your consciousness is higher than that. And we are evolving beings. Much love to you this morning. I sincerely hope I haven't missed any messages. I don't have the scrolling screen right now. Look forward to perhaps a meditation this evening here on I think we'll do it on the Awaken the World page this evening. So keep an eye out for that so we can invite some other people outside of the group if they wish to meditate with us. Keep your eye out for that later, and of course we'll have our evening session today. Really, honestly, give it a try today. Allow yourself to see an earlier version of you in the person you meet, who you feel, whose consciousness is not there yet. And allow compassion for yourself to arise. Remember what it felt like to be so angry or so upset or so worried. And then act out of that place. The place of how I would treat myself in that lower state of consciousness. What I would say, what I would do to help ease the perception of suffering. Much love to you this morning. Have a beautiful Friday morning. Both Kelly and I truly love you all. Namaste.